Did you do your push-ups today? Do you not feel beefy? Well, if you didn't, it's okay. Let's make some barbecue beef ribs. This is hashtag get fat. All right, so today for my beef ribs, I am using some beef short ribs. Delicious. Either cooked really slow and low, like smoking them, or what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna put them in the pressure cooker. 20 minutes, fall off the bone. It's gonna be delicious. All right, first step, once you have your beef, you want to pat them down. So grab some paper towel, pat down your meat, and we'll get seasoning. We're gonna sear you first, take care of you, warm you up. Bad. Get your beef bones, your beef short ribs on the paper towel. We're just gonna dry these off, get rid of some of that excess blood. It's gonna help with the seasoning sticking to the outside of these beef ribs. I promise you one thing, do it. And of course, when you're putting in oil, you don't really wanna drop any kind of really, I guess you wanna say moist meat inside oil. It will flare up. It could burn, it could even light it on fire. So be smart about life. All right, so beef ribs out. What we wanna do is we wanna hit it with some salt. Beef loves salt, so don't be scared. Salt these up. Every side, every corner, you want that in there. You want it on there. I do keep the fat on the short ribs. You can cut it off if you'd like. It's just during the cooking process, it will release a little bit more of those flavors. And it's just beefy and delicious and amazing. So salt, pepper, and then I am gonna hit it with some garlic. So you can use fresh garlic. If you wanna chop up some garlic, go for it. I'm just gonna use some granulated garlic, not garlic salt. If you have garlic salt, don't put salt on these. Do not put salt on these if you're using garlic salt. Garlic salt is named garlic salt for a reason. Get it now? Oh yeah, I'll just get some more of that garlic on there. All right, so I put about 3 teaspoons of garlic powder on there. If it was a little bit more, whatever. Make sure all that sticks to the outside of this. You know, we all enjoy, that heavy smoke, that low and slow smoke, the flavor, what it does to the meat. So I know I'm gonna be adding barbecue sauce to the sauce itself, or while we're making the sauce in the pressure cooker, but I am gonna hit it with some smoked paprika, whatever you wanna call it. Just get a little bit on there. A little bit goes a long way. You don't wanna overdress it with this. I'm already salivating thinking about it, but a little bit of smoked paprika goes a far way with cooking. All right, so beef is seasoned, simple, easy. You know what? I don't know why I have dry parsley out here, but I don't know if that's a smart idea right now, but there you go, have some parsley. So I have my slow cooker going already. I have set it to sear. Grab a little bit of oil, whatever you feel. Put about a couple tablespoons in there. Make sure it is hot, so preheat it. Keep it on high for at least 5 minutes. I guarantee you once you drop that oil in there, you will notice that it is hot. Oil's in there. We're gonna slowly place this in here. Don't drop it in. That's just stupid. You're gonna burn yourself. If there's anything I know is burning yourself. So get your meat in there. We're gonna get this seared on all the sides we can. Then we'll start adding our onions. Once the onions are in there, we'll get them sweating off a little bit. Once they get sweated off, we'll add in our sauce, close that lid, and get cooking on this. All right, so beef's in there. It's been searing for about 5 minutes. I've flipped it a few times now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some onions. I'm just gonna sweat these down. Not only is it gonna add extra moisture to it, it just gives off that beautiful flavor. If you don't wanna use onions, don't use onions, but I'm telling you right now, you will regret it. So dice it up nice and thin. You don't want big pieces of onions. The flavor profile this is gonna give to the dish, or the sauce, shall I say, is going to be insane. It's just going to add that next level hit to your palate. So let's throw these guys in real quick. Grab your cock spoon. Grab my cock spoon. Get those onions a little twirl in there. Move that beef around a little bit more. Get some of those onions working with that beef fat, a little bit of that oil I put in there, but that beef fat, I tell you. All right, next step. What we need to do is we need to grab a little bit of water. So I'm gonna say about a cup of water, put it in the bottom of that, then we're gonna add some barbecue sauce. Use any flavor you like. If you have your own favorite sauce, you like to make your own sauce, make it, do it, whatever you like, sweet, smoky, hickory smoky, I guess. Any of that, put it in there, we'll get it going. So let's grab about a cup of water. I'm gonna do mama's mug, just fill it up all the way. Hit that in there. Be careful when you add this in. It is oil and water going together so you can get hit in the face. Last thing you want. So water's in there. What we want to do is we do want to stir this up. So we want to get the little pieces of the black stuff at the bottom of the pan. Sounds really bad, but all that flavor profile, you want to scrape that off of there. Get that going again. The beef's in there. We got all of that off of there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some barbecue sauce to this. Oh, get your barbecue sauce in there. I got about a cup and a half of barbecue sauce. I like it smoky. We will reduce this sauce, so I know that we did add the water. The sugars and everything in this barbecue sauce is going to help by reducing it as we pressure cook it, but at the same time, we will put it in a pan and reduce this sauce. Get all that in there. What are your thoughts on possibly making this a little bit spicy? Got a hot pepper. I love hot peppers, by the way. I like spice. I like flavor, but I don't like heat that kicks me in the back of the throat and then feel it for the next 3 days coming out though. Grab your peppers, put them all in there. Pressure cook this on high for 20 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna peel some potatoes, peel some carrots, get some mashers going, and also some steamed carrots that will help you out with your BM. So let's do it. Minutes. All right, let's get to some potato peeling. We got some peppers out here. Do you want to do a pepper challenge and see if you can eat all these, or? Huh? I'm not fucking eating these. Fuck that. Remember I cried last time we did, yeah. What were we making? We were making jerk chicken soup. I cried like a little bitch that day. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing 2 large potatoes. You can choose anything you like. I had 2 of these big russet potatoes. This should feed up to 3 to 4 people, depending on how hungry you are, but honestly, there probably won't be any left even if you're not hungry. So you can keep the skin on if you like, or you can peel them. I'm just gonna peel these guys off. I just like it peeled. By the way, I'd have washed these potatoes. If there's a little bit of skin still on it, no big deal. We'll cook it down. Make sure you do get a pot going with boiling hot water, because we're going to drop these potatoes in there as well. And don't forget, nothing wrong with brown, but you don't want brown potatoes. So grab yourself a bowl, fill it up with some cold water, not hot water, not room temperature, cold water. You don't want to cook these. Let them stay firm until you drop them in the hot water, and then let them do their job. Potatoes peeled, get them cut up, cut off one end so it doesn't slip on you, cut them down. We will dice up these potatoes pretty small so they cook fast. We got 16 minutes left on the beef ribs. We can get these all done. We can get the carrots all cut up and also in the steamer, but let's get these potatoes all done here. Potatoes all cut up. Give them a quick little rinse. Just drain off all this extra starchy stuff off the top. You can keep it in there if you want it extra starchy, but we want to make these a little bit more creamier as it hits your tongue. and slides down your throat. Drain the potatoes, rinse the potatoes, got a pot ready to go. Make sure you season it. Just a little bit of salt in there, 1/4 teaspoon, get it in there. Just want to make sure all your food has flavor. So potatoes. Potatoes in the pot, let that cook up for a little bit. I'm going to cover it just so I can cook it a little bit faster, but make sure you keep an eye out for it because it will overflow. And potato starch to clean off your stove, good luck. And it stinks when it burns. So we have our potatoes in the water, starting to boil. Grab your carrots. I'm grabbing 2, you can grab as many as you want. I am going to cut these down a little bit, so honestly, when people are eating this, it's just going to get mixed in with their mashed potatoes. Melt in your mouth with that meat. So let's get these peeled. If you don't want to peel them, you don't got to peel them. Just wash them. If you don't have a carrot peeler, use a spoon. It works just as well. Just don't get the nice, soft, easy edges instead of like the rib texture, you know? You can do whatever you feel like with your carrots. You can cut them into medallions. You can cut them into carrot sticks. You can leave them full. You decide what you want to do. But I am going to do some quick, simple, easy carrot sticks. When I do steam it, it is going to be a little bit faster and easier to steam these down. So once again, like the potato, cut off one of the edges so it doesn't roll on you. And we're going to do about a 1/4 inch on each one here. Remember, you are cooking at home. So when you are cooking at home, nothing has to be perfect. You're not watching Gordon Ramsay. You're not watching Jamie Oliver. You're not watching all those other frickin' hosers that food has to look amazing all day, every day, even if you're cooking at home. All it has to do is taste good. Okay, so you got your potatoes going. We're going to turn on the stove to start steaming off these carrots in a couple minutes here. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're just going to make a little bit of garnish. I got a few green onions here. The only ones I had left in my fridge. Don't judge them. They're a little bit limp, but they still taste the same. What we're going to do is we're just going to cut these guys in half. And then from there, we're going to cut these into like thin little strips. We'll garnish off the dish with these. They will curl up because I'm going to put them in some cold water. And when we put them on there, they're going to look amazing. They're going to be like short and curlies, but instead of short and curlies, they're going to be long and curlies. And if your long and curlies look this color, your is about to fall off or your has caved in. All right, potatoes almost ready. We got our beef ribs that are almost ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop these carrots into a pan. I have added, you know what? Instead of burning myself again, I did add in a little steamer tray in here. It'll hold the carrots. It doesn't have to be submerged in the water. It's just going to steam them, keep most of that nutrients in there, and still give it a nice little crisp, but nice little tender bite. It's going to be amazing. Potatoes ready. They are hot. Use a colander. Be smart. Use a colander. If not, do what I'm about to do, but be very careful. Just use the lid. Catch all those big pieces of potato going in there. Don't mind the dirty dishes, but get that in there. All right, so potatoes are in here. You got a potato masher, use it. I don't want to waste any more dishes. As you can see, my sink was full, so I'm just going to use this spoon. They don't have to be smooth, but if you really want smooth mashed potatoes, use your potato masher or grab a cake mixer and you can beat these down. But I did leave out some butter, so I'm going to throw about 3 heaping spoons, like tablespoons, like heaping tablespoons of butter in here. Drop it in there. I also got some cheese. If you're going to do it right. So butter, get that butter in there. Give it a nice little mix around. It will melt ultra fast. I grabbed about 2 tablespoons of just normal cream cheese, put it in there. If you don't want to put cream cheese, don't put it in there. I love cheese, so I'm going to put everything and anything I can find. Oh, I can eat that for dinner. Get the cream cheese in there, get it mixed around a little bit with that butter. If you want to add milk, you can add milk. I am going to skip out on the milk just because we got the cream cheese, the butter, and I'm also going to go in with some old white cheddar, aged 10 years. It's going to give it that different flavor, but if you got a different kind of cheese, use it. Cheese is cheese. Cheese is delicious. Don't matter if you like Gruyere, you like Gouda. I'm a big cheddar fan, so we're going to use some cheddar. We're going to release the flow from this pressure cooker. So by the time we're done these potatoes, we'll be able to pull these guys out, reduce the sauce, carrots will be ready, start plating, and start eating. Be careful, once again, when you release it, it is hot, it will burn you, don't do it. Oh, it smells so barbecuey, I love it. Make sure once this is mixed in, we are gonna season it. So we're gonna throw a little bit of salt, pepper in there. Don't be heavy on the salt as we've already added cream cheese, salted butter, and old cheddar cheese. So at this moment, let's open up the lid on our ribs. Let's take a peek at these. These should be falling off the bone deliciousness. You ready? It's like opening up a time capsule. These ribs look amazing. As you can see, the fat has pulled off the back of the bone here. I guarantee you if we just pull off one little piece of this lovely rib, we'll just, oh, you gotta open your hand and eat this. Does it need a couple more minutes or are we good? Is it soft?
Yeah.
How's the flavor?
What?
Is it good?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Delicious.
Okay, ribs are ready, everything's done. What we're gonna do is we're gonna reduce the sauce. Just bring it over to your stove real quickly. Be careful when you are lifting this pot out. Remember, it is hot. This thing was set on high for 20 minutes. So slowly get this guy out of here. Drop it into your pot. All those juices, we're just gonna thicken this up. You can add in a little bit more barbecue sauce if you feel, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Sauce in. Slowly grab your ribs, use a pair of tongs, don't use your fingers, you can drop them in there. It's not gonna do any damage, it's not gonna overcook them. They're already cooked. We just wanna get that sauce reduced all over this as well. So drop all your rib bones in. I'm salivating so bad right now. Oh my God. Like you can see how it's pulled away from that bone. All that meat is cooked. It's just phenomenal. Rest of that sauce in there as well. Don't get rid of that stuff. That's money. That's 20 minutes of money right there. But at this point as well, while the sauce is thickening it up, we are gonna try the seasoning, see if we need to add some salt, some pepper, anything to this real quick, just to bring out that flavor a little bit more. Let's check on these carrots. Once again, just be careful. They are hot. Find one, pull it out. Whoo! They are ready. They got a little bit of give, but at the same time, they're gonna have a nice little bite and a nice little chew as you're using the mashed potatoes, fall off the bone, beef ribs, like salivating already. Oh, delicious. Carrots out. Should have left this on a plate. Let it drain a little bit on there. Oh. Once this is reduced, we'll get the mashed potatoes on the plate. We'll grab our beef, we'll get that on there, get our carrots, garnish this thing and eat it. So sauce has reduced. Ribs have been sitting in there. They are coated in this. Let it chill for a minute. Let's start plating real quick here. So we're gonna grab a bunch of mashed potatoes. I'm doing this family style. So I'm gonna drop a bunch of mashed potatoes in this bowl. Grab these beef ribs. Be careful, they are hot. Do not grab the pan. If your pan handle is hot, use a towel. But let's grab a few of these beef ribs. Oh my God. All right, so beef ribs on, the mashed potatoes. I'm gonna grab these carrots. Oh, they're still warm. I'm gonna plop them down next to this. And who doesn't like extra sauce on here? Be careful, the sauce is hot. There's sugar in the sauce from the barbecue sauce, so meaning you can give yourself a sugar burn. Grab some of that sauce, drizzle it on top, get it on those potatoes, get it on those ribs. Let it just come down there. Oh, just let it rain. Let it rain. And last but not least, let's finish it off with some of these green onions that we sliced up earlier. Give them a nice little ring out of there. Simon's drooling, I can hear him right now. And there we have it. Barbecue beef ribs, side of carrots over a bed of mashed potatoes. Must try this. Oh, you don't even need a knife for this. It just like comes off. These ribs so good, you're gonna want to slap your mama.
Yeah, boy. Hey, mama. What the hell you want with